And we're back on Get It Girl with Kabbalistic teacher Esther Naor to talk about soulmates. Esther, bienvenida, ¿cómo estás?
Muchas gracias, muy bien, gracias.
Ay, qué bueno. Mujer, you are, first off, such an amazing person figuring out soulmates. Can we talk about that? Where did that passion come from?
Well, my passion in general is Kabbalah as a spiritual practice. And one of the things that we learn in Kabbalah is that relationships is one of the best places to put spirituality in practice. Now, Kabbalah speaks about spirituality in a very practical way. It's about living it. It's not a theory, it's not a meditation, it's not like a philosophy, it's something that we live, that we practice. That's why it's a practice, right? So where is the best place to practice spiritual growth? In your interaction with others. So actually, my teacher, Karen Berg, who was the leader of the Kabbalah Center for a very long time, wrote that relationships is the best tool for spiritual growth, like the best tool to put in practice spiritual growth.
Romantic relationships?
All relationships. Okay. Now, romantic relationships are especially important because that's where a lot of the triggers get triggered.
We're our most vulnerable.
Yeah. Where we're vulnerable, we get triggered. We, the people that are closest to us are what triggers us, right? So, relationships is a big part of spiritual growth. So one of those relationships obviously is romantic relationships, and soulmates are part of that. So my passion really is growing spiritually and helping others to grow spiritually, and that of course involves the relationships.
Oh, that's amazing.
Wow. So do you have a, how do I say it, an equation that you would say to find your perfect soulmate?
So here's the thing. There is no equation. The thing about relationships is that often we look for it outside of ourselves, obviously. And I think that the first part, like say not an equation, but a way to start working on relationships is to ask yourself, why do I want a relationship? Period. Like what kind of relationship do I want? Why do I want a relationship? And spiritually speaking, the right consciousness, shall we say, that I want to have when entering a relationship, and by the way, this is all relationships, right. Friendships, everything, right? Even our family. But romantic relationships is to remember that I want this relationship because it's going to help me grow spiritually, and I want to also help the other person grow spiritually. Right? So if we look at it that way, and understand that it's not just about me and the other person, because the truth, and as Latinas, we have the telenovela, right? Entonces it's like, mi príncipe azul, y me va a venir a salvar la vida, y pensamos en relaciones en términos de lo que la otra persona me va a dar, o cómo me siento yo en la relación, y aunque no es consciente, ¿verdad? But that's really what it ends up being, how you make me feel, how you make my life feel.
Yeah.
So we're going outside of ourselves and making it about me and the other person and what I get. That doesn't really create a flow of energy, right? Porque es como lineal. Una línea, no hay un flujo, se termina la línea, se terminó la línea. ¿Cómo creas un flujo de energía? Cuando entiendes que no se trata solo de yo y la otra persona, y de lo que me está dando la persona a mí necesariamente. Pero si yo veo que se trata de que nos elevemos los dos juntos, y cómo puedo yo crecer espiritualmente a raíz de esta relación, y cómo puedo yo ayudar a la otra persona a crecer espiritualmente también. Y entonces involucramos también otra fuerza, ¿no? Las fuerzas del cosmos, las fuerzas espirituales. Hay un flujo, porque no nada más somos tú y yo. Right? Si involucramos al cosmos. So, el primer paso, ¿no? There's no equation, pero el primer paso sería, ¿qué quiero en esta relación? ¿Cómo voy a entrar a esta relación? El segundo paso es entender que si entro a la relación como un dador o dadora, la primera relación que es importante es ¿con quién?
Contigo mismo.
Con nosotros, right? Okay. So, este libro, de hecho, que les comparto, es escrito por Mónica Berg, que es una de las senior teachers y líderes del Centro Kabbalah hoy en día. Su especialidad son relaciones, actually. Y ella mucho de este libro habla acerca de que las relaciones empiezan con uno mismo, right? Tenemos que nosotros tener una relación fuerte con nosotros mismos.
Yo he escuchado, I don't know if you've heard it before, but you can't look for something in someone or want something in someone that you can't, you haven't even tapped or bettered or worked on in yourself.
The thing is that if you want somebody else to give you something that you have not learned to give yourself, like it can't happen.
Right.
You know?
You're not going to be aware of it. You're not going to know how to treat it.
It's just impossible. Desde el punto de vista de las reglas espirituales del universo, que es lo que nos explica la Kabbalah, nobody else can fill you up.
Well, we're running out of time, pero Esther, mil gracias por estar aquí, donde pueda la gente encontrar o tomar uno de tus clases en Los Ángeles o en la internet. ¿Nos puedes dar?
Sí, está la página kabbalah.com y en español es kabbalah.com/ES y ahí está toda la información. También ahí está la tienda donde pueden comprar estos libros. We ship nationwide. Y a mí me pueden encontrar en Instagram, esther.naor.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, but speaking of love, we'll be back with Gia and Mike and their relationship segment, Perfectly Imperfect Love.